Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, and today we're finishing the Batman movie series reviews. We're finishing the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy reviews for Superhero September, and today we're talking about The Dark Knight Rises. Now, The Dark Knight Rises came out in 2012, once again directed by Christopher Nolan, and once again starring Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, and in this one, we also get Joseph Gordon-Levitt in here. We get Tom Hardy. We get Anne Hathaway. And the plot of this movie is basically it's been 8 years since The Dark Knight ended. 8 years since the whole Harvey Dent thing and the thing with the Joker and all that went down. And Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman. And if you remember, by the end of The Dark Knight, the Bat Signal got destroyed. They think the Gotham City thinks that Batman is a killer, and there's this big wrestler guy, or he's not a wrestler, but he's a big wrestler-looking guy named Bane, who comes to Gotham City to terrorize, and yeah, that's basically the plot of the movie. He has to bring Batman out of the shadows. Now, what I think of The Dark Knight Rises is I like it. I actually really, really do. Uh, I recognize why a lot of people don't like it. I recognize that it has a lot of problems, but I have fun with it, and I think it's really good. I think it's a fun film. We already covered Christian Bale and all them, but I might talk about them here and there a little bit because this is the last one. But let's talk about the new cast. Let's talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing Detective John Blake in the film. He's kind of basically like the next generation of Commissioner Gordon, and I really, really like Joseph Gordon-Levitt as an actor. And I enjoyed his character as John Blake. It was fun following him because Gordon's really he's there, but he's not there. You know what I mean? And we're basically following Joseph Gordon-Levitt trying to become the next Commissioner Gordon, and I like that. I don't like the fact that he knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman since he was a kid, and he goes on about this whole story about I seen your pretty girl on your arm, cool car, and you had it. I seen it in your face that you were Batman, basically, and it's like whatever. I could have gone without that. Let's talk about Anne Hathaway as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. Anne Hathaway was one of those actresses, the casting choices that I wasn't too happy about. I'm like, I like Anne Hathaway as an actress and some stuff. I think she has the talent. It's just I can't see the Princess Diaries or anything like that fitting in as sexy Selena Kyle Catwoman. And when they released the first picture, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe one of the first photos that they released of Anne Hathaway as Catwoman was her in the Catwoman outfit on the Bat bike. And I'm like, that's not really that sexy of a costume. There's no whip. I don't see any whip or anything. I wasn't happy about it. Anne Hathaway surprised me in this film. She kicked some ass. She did a hell of a lot better than I thought she was going to be. It may not be the sexy side, all of that, but she's a good Catwoman, and I think she's a lot better than Halle Berry. Compared to Michelle Pfeiffer, I don't know. They're two very different Catwomans. I kind of went into this in my Dark Knight review about the Joker. I like them both for their own reasons. I just think they're two completely different characters, even though it is the same character. It's just two completely different universes and realities and all that. And I enjoy them both equally. Let's talk about the villain. $1 million. Let's talk about the villain of the film, Bane. Bane is played by Tom Hardy in this film, and I really like Tom Hardy as an actor. I just love him in pretty much anything he's in, and so I was excited when he was cast as Bane, and I have to bring this up. A lot of people were complaining, well, Bane wasn't as badass as the Joker, and I can respect that opinion. But we all knew, and I think that everybody working on this film knew that they're not going to top Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker. They need somebody to be a badass, but they know that they set a skeptical, a scale, you know what I mean? They raised the bar with The Dark Knight, and it's going to be hard to come close to that. But I think that Christopher Nolan pulled it off well. I think he was just slightly under The Dark Knight. That's what I think about this one. I think it's just slightly below The Dark Knight. It's not way down here or anything like that. I think it's just slightly below. Bane as a villain, bad ass. A lot of people complain about the voice. I don't really get that. I'll be honest with you. That's something that I don't really understand all the hatred for. Because I like the voice of Bane. Let's not, let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne. Isn't Force Idol of the corrupt? And you accept this man's resignation and the resignation of the corrupt. And, yeah. I love the voice of Bane in this one. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Darth Vader. I think that's why I might like it. I don't know. Let's talk about, let's see, Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon. I'll watch Gary Oldman in anything. Even if the movie don't look all that good. And if the movie isn't even that good, Gary Oldman's always usually good in it. So, Gary Oldman can't go wrong. Same thing with Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine. Speaking of Michael Caine, I was a little disappointed with Michael Caine in this film. Not in his performance or anything like that, but in his screen time. I mean, I understand why he wasn't there. And for those of you who didn't really understand why Alfred wasn't in it so much, I'm going to explain it to you as best as I can. And this is how I took it. But Christopher Nolan is one of those directors where he kind of wants you to make your own interpretation about a lot of things that he does in his movies. This is how I looked at it. Alfred's not in the movie much because he kept talking to Bruce Wayne. Look at his speed, his ferocity. I can't do a fucking Michael Caine impression. But he's like, you think if you put your mask back on, that you'll be who you were. But you're not Batman. You won't be Batman anymore. Not only can you not you cannot defeat this man. Basically, to sum all that up, Alfred is worried. He's like, look, you can't be Batman like you used to be. You can put the mask back on and say you're Batman, but you'll never inside truly be Batman again. I think you just want one final fight, and hell, I don't know, maybe you even want to fail, and I can't be around for that. I've already watched enough, I've buried enough members of the Wayne family. Yeah, he doesn't want to bury another one, so he leaves. And I get that, but before he does, he tells Bruce the truth about, what if Rachel, before she died, wrote a letter saying that she was going to marry Harvey Dent. And what if I burned that letter? He tells Bruce Wayne that he burned the letter that Rachel left. And he tells him about this dream that he has. He's like, part of me wishes I wish you never came back to Gotham in the first place to start this whole Batman thing. Part of me wishes that you would just stay gone. Because I keep having this dream. I'm in a cafe, and I see you across the way, maybe with a wife and a couple of kids, and I'll just look at you, and you'll look at me, and we'll smile, and that'll be it. We won't need to say anything else. And spoilers, at the end of the film, when that actually does happen, after we think that Bruce Wayne is dead, yeah, Christopher Nolan killed off Batman, and big emotional moment there. I could talk about this movie all fucking day. I can make a 3-hour video about the Dark Knight Rises, but I'm going to try to move on. Spectacular. The ending, really, really well done, in my opinion. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Talked about Bane. I talked about... You know what? Let's talk about the twist ending. The twist ending where Miranda Tate, who is a character in the film, is revealed to be Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, who was played by Liam Neeson in Batman Begins, who also makes a cameo as a ghost in this film. I saw a comment. I mean, if you look in that scene early, before she reveals herself to be Talia al Ghul, before she says, I have the trigger to the bomb. When Batman's beating the shit out of Bane, he's like, where's the trigger? Where is it? He's doing all that and shit, and she's wearing her Talia al Ghul outfit. I'm like, yeah, she's Talia al Ghul. So as a surprise, didn't really work. But I appreciated that the fact that they added that in there. It's just I saw the twist coming. The ending of the film with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you know, Bruce Wayne dies and he leaves the keys of the Batcave to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character John Blake, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. And then she goes, you should use your legal name, Robin. I'm like, oh no, I thought we were going to keep Robin out of this. I hate Robin. I'm sorry. I kind of always hated Robin. I liked Nightwing when Robin left and came back when he was older and became Nightwing. Nightwing's a badass, but as for Robin, I just don't personally like him. Batman Forever, I already talked about how I felt about Robin in that movie and that atrocity I don't ever want to speak of again. Glad I got that one out of the way. I talk about all that. But, with the Hans Zimmer score, which I haven't mentioned yet, Danny Elfman's score was Batman in the 90s. Like, in the 90s, you hear that theme, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, and you know it's Batman. Hans Zimmer did a very, very good thing with this one as well. Again, can't say which one I like better. I think I like them both equally. They're both so iconic. You both acknowledge it's Batman whenever you hear it. And the Dark Knight trilogy score is something that you could just listen to and then you could be like, yeah, that makes me want to watch Batman, or that makes me want to be a billionaire and get a bunch of toys and get a Batman costume and fight crime. That's what that music makes you want to do, and I respect Hans Zimmer for that. Hans Zimmer is one of the greatest composers of today, and in my opinion anyway. Let's talk, what haven't I really touched on yet? The acting's all good. The storyline is okay. It's okay, the storyline of it. The special effects are cool. I mean, I really like when he blows up Gotham City Stadium. Spoilers. I told you guys in a couple videos ago, there's going to be some spoilers in these reviews. Let's talk about some stuff I don't like. Okay, a couple things that really bug me. Okay, actually, first, one more thing. Probably my favorite part of the movie. People complain about it. Batman and Bane, the first time they fight. And it's done in complete silence. It's in the dark. People complain, well, there's no suspense music. I like the fact there's no suspense music. It kept me on the edge of my seat. You know what I mean? And right out of the comic book page, fucking, what an epic fight that is, by the way. And right out of the comic book page, Bane picks Batman up, breaks his fucking back. Fucking iconic. It was awesome. It's probably my favorite part of the entire movie. Now let's get into a couple things I didn't like, because there are a lot more flaws in this one than there are in the other two. Okay, so first off, the movie passes through like 3 months of time without ever even telling us, really. Dumb. Whatever. Why can't you just say... Why can't you just do the thing from SpongeBob? 3 months later. I would have been fine with that. So... the whole bearded Christian Bale, okay, not enough Batman in this film is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't even become Batman until like another maybe 45 minutes into an hour of the movie. And then he's only Batman for like maybe 10 minutes, and then he's crippled again, and yeah. So we get a half hour of Bruce Wayne's back rehab. And I'm like, you couldn't just show me like a Rocky montage or anything like that. Come on, let's get back to being Batman. Let's save the day. And so I'm not even going to try to explain what's going on, but basically there's a one way to get out. Nobody's made it out except for one person. Can you guess who that person was? You think it's Bane, but it's Talia al Ghul. Anyway, you got to climb up this wall and you got to jump to a ledge, and then you gotta just... It's fucking weird. And nobody's escaped from it. Bruce Wayne tries it. The first time he tries it, he fails, and next thing I know, they're giving me 30 more minutes of his fucking back rehab. And then, okay, so he finally gets out of he finally gets out of the prison that Bane has him in. He gets his back all fixed up, and then he I'm not even gonna explain the context of what's going on, but he goes up. Yeah, I'm kind of ranting a little bit now because these are problems that just bug me. They really bug me. But not saying that this is a bad movie or anything. But I'm going to be ranting the second half of this video a little bit. But I do like this film. And there's a scene with Commissioner Gordon. And like he's in the shadows. Commissioner Gordon comes up. Or he comes out of the shadows, talks to Commissioner Gordon. He goes, "Light it!" Which in English is translated to "light it." And he lights it up, and it goes up a thing, and then it goes down like some fucking road, and it's a big fucking bat signal made out of fucking gasoline, and the fire makes it look like, you know, it's his way of saying Batman's back. Hold on a second. Time is precious, Batman. There is a bomb about to go off. Bane's terrorizing the city, and this looks like a very time-consuming job. Maybe 4 or 5 hours at least. At minimum, you know what I mean? Time is precious. Get back to saving the day. People are going to know you're back once you're there beating the shit out of all these guys. That's pretty much the main problems I had with the film. Ending's really spectacular. The cast is really great. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything in this trilogy that is worth mentioning. Hopefully I did. That being said, I'm going to give The Dark Knight Rises... I'm going to give this one an A-. Like I said, I highly enjoy it. A couple things bug me, and they really, really bugged me. A-, though, is still going to be my grade. I know it's kind of a high grade for most of you guys. Most people won't agree, but I still have fun with it. I still have fun watching it. And to me, The Dark Knight Rises is my second favorite of the trilogy. For me, it would be Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins. I love them all three, but that's probably the order that I like them in. So guys, that's all I can say for today. We're done with my Batman reviews, and I'm kind of wearing a weird shirt today because that's not the ones I'm doing next. But anyway, see you guys in the next video.